and welcome back to PopCultX. Today, we have an incredibly talented guest joining us, someone who's been on the show before, but who's also making waves in the comic book world with his dynamic artistry and unique vision. So we're thrilled, very thrilled to welcome back Adrian Gutierrez to PopCultX. Hello, Adrian.
Oh, gosh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so here again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Back.
A pleasure to be here again.
It is really cool having you back, especially with the news, which I was kind of saddened to hear a couple months ago that you and Josh's run on Blue Beetle would be concluding.
Yes.
But it's also exciting, I guess, for you because this is your first major of the two artistry books. So how did that feel when you got that word, the information, that okay, time to start wrapping it up? What was that feeling? How were you able to process that?
It was bittersweet, more sad at the beginning because, I've been drawing Jaime now for 3 years since we made the round robin contest. Mm-hmm. So it's been quite a long time. And I think that I've been evolving. My life has changed so much since I started. So, and I feel like Jaime's life has changed in the story that we made. So it was bittersweet. I'm gonna miss drawing Jaime. I finished the last issue like a week ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, oh my God, the last time I'm drawing these characters. The last days were like I'm saying goodbye to this character, now to this, now to that one, and but hopefully I'm gonna be working with DC. So that made me so happy because the DC family has been so good with me, so kind, and I'm really grateful to be working with them.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Have you noticed from when you started working with Jaime to now, has your process evolved creating the artwork? Have you noticed any changes in your workflow at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can tell what but I see I read the first issues and the last ones, and I feel difference in the art style, and I feel like cool. It's the same, but there's variations and changes, and I think for the better, I hope. And but yes, I think that every artist, when you are drawing every day, you're changing. Now you are trying this new tool, and now I'm going to add this, or So yes, I feel some changes and some evolution. Yes.
Well, that's great. I mean, I can imagine just doing that sounds negative, creating the same character for 3 years, but it is an amazing opportunity to do that and to be able to notice that your style is evolving and becoming better along the way, even while creating Jaime and all of his superhero friends is just fantastic. It really is. Now, what can you tell us, if anything, would you be doing next? I mean, what's next for Adrian Gutierrez after Blue Beetle? I mean, are you doing private commission work? Are you open for that? Do you have any commitments to any other superhero characters that maybe you've been wanting to draw for a long time?
Okay. As far as I can tell, like I said, I'm gonna be working with DC again. Mm-hmm. And for now, I can tell that I'm drawing an issue of Batman Superman World's Finest.
Nice.
Written by Mark Waid.
Okay.
The day that I received that news was like, oh my God. It was in the morning here. So my wife was preparing to go to the hospital. She works as a doctor.
Okay.
And I was in the bed looking the mails in the cell phone. Then I said, "What? And she goes and she asks, "What happened?" And I'm crying and I'm saying, "DC want me to draw Batman and Superman." It was like a sweet, sweet moment. I can tell you what's going to be next, or if I'm going to make more issues, because that's compromising more people.
Yeah.
But I'm staying with DC, and I'm very happy with the future that thankfully I'm having with them. Commissions for now, I'm not opening them because I don't have a lot of time.
Right.
And but yeah, there are a lot of characters on the DC world that I want to draw, and hopefully I will have the chance to work with them in the future. I always say that I would love to make a run of Green Arrow. I would love that.
Ooh, nice. Very cool. I mean, I did see there was in Blue Beetle, Batman and Superman did make appearances. So, can we expect to see the same type of your style continuing on with that?
I think so. I think so. But like we said, when I drew Batman and Superman in Blue Beetle, was in graduation day in the first issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that since my art has been changing a bit,
Yeah, that's true.
I've been doing some stuff with them, with Batman and Superman now, and I look at them very differently. That the way I approach them
Oh, okay.
when we were doing graduation day. So hopefully it will be good. It will be cool.
Nice. I noticed on your social media is at one point you were selling some panels that you had worked on for Blue Beetle. Is any of that artwork still for sale?
Yes, there are art for sale for sure. Actually, we are going to be updating more pretty soon. Yes.
Okay, and so how can your fans find that? Just going on your social media? Will do you link it there?
I work with a page. It's called the Black Diamond, and there you can also find them prints and stuff from artists like Daniel Sampere, Bruno Redondo, David Baldion. There are a lot of Spanish artists.
Mm-hmm.
Cafu, I think that it's there. There are a lot of Daniel Acuña, a lot of great artists from here from Spain. So you can buy all that in that page in Black Diamond.
Excellent.
Very cool.
Another thing that I noticed on your social media is that you have, since you've been on the show, you got married. So congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we got married in May 25th. So it's been like weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we've been in honeymoon. So I just came back home like a week ago. I had to finish the last issue of Blue Beetle. So I'm starting like work again in a regular basis.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So DC was like, okay, enough honeymoon, get back to work.
Yeah.
But they were so kind. They let me. We talk about this. It was, hey, I'm getting married in a few months. So and they make a perfect schedule for me. So they're awesome. So good.
So one of the things that I'd like to talk about is maybe you giving some advice for artists that are out there. You're sort of, for a lot of artists, living the dream of working for a big studio and working as an artist. For someone who is not made that level of success yet and is just, drawing on their own, doing commission work, what advice would you let them know, or how would they go about getting their work seen by a big company like DC?
Oh gosh, I'm not the best giving advices. But I would say that first of all, keep drawing, and no matter what people say, if you have this dream can be achieved. Mm-hmm. And if you can go to conventions, especially I think if it's an American convention, talk with editors. Don't be ashamed to show your work wherever it's possible, and have in mind that one of the most important things when you are a comic book artist working for Marvel or DC is the deadlines. So you have to stick to that deadlines and make the best work possible in the time that they gave you. So try to be as fast as possible and be prepared to, in sometimes, have to be drawing comic books in quite short time. But there will be a lot of times when you will have more time to do it. So if you're making a page and you are ending that page and you think, oh my god, this page sucks, I wanted to make it again, don't make it again. Go on, continue, make the next page, and the next page will be better. Don't stuck
Yeah.
in one point. I think that would be my advice.
Okay.
Right
You
on.
mentioned conventions. I'm curious, in Spain or in Europe, is there a big convention circuit or scene there like there is in the United States?
There are a lot of conventions. Actually, here in Spain, there are a lot of big ones in Madrid, Barcelona. One now here in, I don't know how to pronounce that in English, in Gijón, Gijón, I think it would be the word. It's called Metropolis, and it's like it's a big con for Spain. And actually, Paul Kaminsky, which is now my editor at Batman Superman, was here 2 years ago.
Oh,
That's
nice.
when we met. So there are editors of America coming here to see the work of people. So yeah. There are a lot of conventions, and I think in Europe, I haven't been the outside of Spain or in the United States, but I think there are a lot of conventions. Yes.
Nice. I think it's really cool for people, fans of comic books, to be able to meet the creators behind that. I shared with Danny a few weeks ago that I met or Josh in person
Oh,
at QCon in West Hollywood. So I was able to actually, he's very tall. I did not expect him to be that tall. But it was fun to be able to, it's fun to be able to meet creators and kind of see them in person and meet them. So I'm a big fan of conventions as well.
oh, for sure. When I was in the New York Con last year, and they were like, all the comic book artists I admire are here. So it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I think the last time you were on our show, you mentioned that you were going to be heading to New York for a Comic Con for your first time in New York. I want to know how it went. And you just said it was great seeing all the other artists that you admire. But other than that, how was the fan interactions? What was it like seeing? Were there any people dressed up like Jaime, cosplaying as Jaime? How was that interaction?
Yeah, it was amazing. I remember that there was like 2 or 3 kids that were cosplaying as Blue Beetle, and it was like a really sweet moment. There were a lot of people, that they were stopping by on my table and saying thank you for my work. There was like a couple of teenagers, um, and one of them. Taught me like reading Blue Beetle was like a great escape for her in a bad moment of her life. So when you hear things like that, it's like, oh my god, I'm doing something good for others, which ultimately is what we pretend when we are drawing comics, to make fun to people and that kind of things. So yeah, my experience at New York was amazing. I've never been in a convention like that before, and it was such a great experience.
It's
That's really
I'm curious in regards to your creativity and your artistic expression. How do you stay keeping things fresh and exciting for you when it comes to creating art? Do you like to go to museums? Do you like just reading other comic books? Do you like going, looking at other artists and seeing what they're doing as far as how, maybe trends or anything like that? Or do you just kind of sit down and just kind of keep working and try to experiment with your artist style?
Well, it's a mix of everything, I think, because I like to, if I can, go to some place. In my honeymoon, actually, we were in Turkey for 4 days,
Oh, well.
and seeing the mosques in person was amazing. I love well, I'm not an expert, but I love architecture and looking at churches and things like that. I love it. And it was a cool experience. I'm trying to read as much comic books as possible and follow the artists I love. And I tend to buy the same comic books if I can in different size or in black and white and color and seeing he's doing this like that or whatever. And yeah, Lord, try a lot of things. I work here in a tablet, so buying some custom brushes and trying this and that, talking with artists as much as I can. But yeah, ultimately, when you're reading the script, and Josh's scripts have been amazing, and you had in your head everything when you're reading it. So I think when you're doing something that you like, it's easier to make the things good. So yeah, I think it's a mix of everything.
Nice. You mentioned you buying some of the same sort of comic books and from the same artists. Are there any artists right now that you're really excited about the work that they're doing and that you admire or that you like?
Yeah, there are a lot. I'm in love with Amora. I'm in love with my friends Bruno Redondo and Daniel Sampere. I'm in love with I don't know, Shermanico. There are a lot. Some Murphy. Recently, I bought like a black and white compilation of his work in Batman. How is the name? White Knight, I think. Batman White Knight. I love that. And who else? There are a lot. It's this thing that you have a lot of inspirations, but now I'm like, I don't know who to tell. But there are a lot. Who else can I tell? I'm trying to remember the name of Rafa Sandoval and the other guy who's been drawing Superman. And I don't remember his name. Sorry, or the name. Who's the artist who is doing Ultimate Spider-Man? Marco Cecchetto, I think.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
Yeah,
Marco, I love that guy.
Yeah,
amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, there are a lot.
Yeah, they're all breaking my bank. I was just talking about Danny about you can't see on the screen, but I have comic books everywhere. And I can't walk in my room without like almost stepping on comic books. There's almost too much good stuff that's out right now that's being produced that I'm buying a lot.
The guy who is drawing Birds of Prey, Leonardo Romero.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, that is some great inspiration, and you should include yourself on that list too, because I'm sure people are looking at your stuff and being inspired by your work as well. And
gosh, thank you. I hopefully I really hope that the people are, I maybe inspiring or simply liking my work, but that makes me so happy. So
one of the things you said about really love seeing churches and architecture. How does that translate into your artwork? Because I know in some of your cityscapes that you've drawn for Blue Beetle, it's really detailed and it's just like amazing to view. So do you take that inspiration from your love of architecture and translate that into your art?
I think so. I have this weird fetish with drawing buildings and stuff. I love that. So sometimes I'm looking at pictures of Tokyo, or I don't know, this I love these Asian cities for sure. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but I like to draw that kind of stuff. And there are some times which you don't need to draw it. So because in that panel you only need the person of that feeling or whatever. So you have to avoid it. But when you have the chance, or you have this splash page or whatever, and you can put it there. I love it. I love it. It's
Yeah,
something that I really enjoy.
that's cool.
I'm always curious when it comes to artists and creating people's facial structures or their looks. Do you draw from real people, or how do you, like, let's say you get a character that you're introducing in a comic book? How do you come up with how they look? Does it just kind of pop up into your head with the script, or do you discuss that with the writer and say, okay, I want this character to have curly hair, I want them to be, tall, or how does that process work for you?
Yeah, I think we are always discussing that kind of stuff. Yeah, sometimes you are reading the script and how the character speaks or whatever, and maybe you have a picture in your head of what you think it could be. But in the end, it's a process that you talk with your editor, with the writer, and look at some reference here and there. So I think it's like a combination of a lot of things. But yes, it's in the last issue there is a minor character that appears in like a couple of panels, and there was no discussion about how that person should be. But I had like this picture in my mind of how this character would be, and I made it, and they like it, so
There you
no
go.
problem. Yeah.
Nice. I'm always curious if like the artist like throws in like a panel of like their wife walking in the background, or their dad sitting at a table, and not necessarily making it a main character, but just as background. So like maybe people don't know, but when you look at it, like, oh yeah, that's my cousin.
Yes, there is a panel in the issue 3 of Graduation Day, after the first appearance of Nitira, that I appear with my wife and two of my best friends,
Oh
like
no.
in a group of people that are looking at Blue Beetle and Starfire, but it's just little small, and
Yeah.
practically no one will notice that. And then in issue, what issue was issue 8 of the ongoing, I have a panel where I drew a couple of friends where Roma is in the train station. So yeah, draw little characters here and there, but no one will notice besides me or these guys.
Yeah,
Well,
that's really cool.
Yeah.
now they will. So we challenge anyone listening to this or watching this to go find those panels and post the pictures of those, so we can see Adrian and his wife and his fiance at the time, I guess, and
Yeah.
friends in issue 3, and then in issue 8 you can see that as well. So I'm gonna go back and look for it. So
Okay.
I think that's really cool. Those little Easter eggs like that are really exciting, especially it's like and I picture it like Bob Ross, the artist. He's like, I see that bush right down there. That's our friend, and no one else gonna know about him, but you know about him. And then you
Yeah.
put in these little tidbits. That's really cool. That's really fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. The thing here for me is that if I would have more time, or if I would be more fast in all these panels that appear a lot of people, I would be drawing people I care about or that I know. But when you don't have a lot of time, you try to make these random faces here and there. But hopefully in the future, I'm gonna be faster, and then I will draw all the people that I can in these kind of panels for sure.
One of the questions that we like to ask artists here is when they're drawing or when they're creating, do they like to listen to music? And if so, what type of music inspires you while you're being creative in your creative process?
Yeah, there are. I always hear music or some TV show or whatever, but mostly music. I am actually right now so in love, but so in love with Dua Lipa. I'm so in love with Dua Lipa.
Yeah.
So I can tell you how many times per day I listen to Training Seasons
Yeah,
or
I was about to say
Houdini.
Training Season is a good song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so in love with her. So yeah, I hear a lot of Dua Lipa now.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, I could see Dua Lipa actually portraying a superhero. She's kind of built like a superhero.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
I think she was in Argyle, where she played a spy,
Yes.
and I could see her playing, something from the DC world as well.
Oh gosh, I love that. I love that.
Now we're fan casting. That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
So for
I
Blue
don't
Beetle
know
Part Two.
which character I would put her on. I don't know. I have
yeah,
to think.
it'd be interesting. I don't know, someone that definitely is a good fighter that kicks ass. I don't know who though, but someone that shows a lot of body.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, besides music and Dua Lipa, what other items are you currently watching or reading or listening to that you can share with us?
Well, since I got back, I've been watching The Acolyte, the Star Wars series,
Awesome.
and I think I know that there are a lot of people who they are not liking it, and I can understand it, but I'm so in love with that series. I'm
Mm.
loving it. I'm
Mhm.
loving it. I'm having a really good time with it.
I
So,
completely agree. It's a complete Star Wars.
yes,
Everything you
yes,
want from a Star Wars show, isn't it?
exactly. Yesterday, I watched the last episode, the episode 5.
Hmm.
Oh my god, the episode
Yeah.
was incredible. It was jaw dropping.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. And we won't give any spoilers there for Gabe who hasn't watched it yet, probably. Um, but it's really the I think what surprised me most is the choreographed fight scenes.
They're
They're,
amazing.
they're just amazing. And it's just more martial arts than I really expected to be in a Star Wars.
Yes, yes.
And it's just so great. And Gabe, go watch it. Come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, watch it.
It's amazing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'm not a lot of stuff I've been watching recently because we've been out. So after we came home, a lot of work and here and there. But uh, I don't know. Probably now we're going to start another show or whatever this night. I don't know which one, but probably.
Very cool.
I'm curious, is there anything that's specifically Spanish that maybe our listeners and viewers could check out? I know we have like such a global culture. You're listening to Dua Lipa, and so are we. But is there anything that like maybe is on underground that hasn't reached the U.S.? I know it would probably be kind of hard for you to know what's popular here and what's popular there, but any like artists or authors, movies, musicians that are local to the Spanish scene?
About musicians, I don't know what to tell you right now. I'm a bit lost. But before the honeymoon, we watch a TV show which is Spanish. It's called in Spanish. It's called Vivir sin permiso, which means living without. I don't know how to say that word. Let me check how you can say that word in English.
Is that permission?
Without permission, exactly.
Yeah.
Living without permission, exactly. And it's like a series of mobs and dealers and this kind of stuff. Is in a little part of here of Spain, which has a lot of drug issues with people, and there are mobs and this kind of weird stuff. And the funny thing is that the main character, which is like a mob boss, has a Alzheimer. I don't know if it's pronounced Alzheimer
Yeah,
in
Alzheimer.
English.
Yeah.
Okay,
Interesting.
so he's starting to lose his memory, which is like interesting
Yeah.
with this kind of bad guy. So it's a good show. There are a lot of good actors, good interpretations. Yeah, it's fun. I don't know if you can check it there, but if you can, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some streaming service that you can get it one way or the other.
Yeah, here it's in Netflix.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
So maybe there I don't know.
I think there's ways to hack Netflix so that you can log into other countries and watch.
So yes.
I not that I would hack Netflix or anything like that.
No, me neither.
That's what Gabe does in his afternoon is how can I hack Netflix today?
Yeah, one of my favorite directors, film directors, is Spanish, Pedro Almodovar. I love his films, and I love the visuals of his film. I'm a really visual person, and just the visuals that he shares with the audience are amazing. That's why I was kind of curious to ask if there was anything else that was kind of popular right now, so I could kind of get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you right now. Besides
Not
that,
to put you on the spot, I apologize for that.
oh no problem. But I feel like these last months, between the work, the wedding, and all this, I'm like a bit out of everything. So I can tell you right now.
I'm sure now that you're married, a lot of people are asking, are you guys going to have kids or kids on the way?
Hopefully we are going to have kids. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Yes, we both want to be parents. So at one point of our lives, if that's possible, yes.
I'm not a big kid fan. I won't ever have kids, but one of the things that I always thought that if I were to have kids, one of the exciting thing would be is to share my love of comic books with them and be able to take them to comic conventions and have them dress up as superheroes and things like that. But I'll have to live vicariously through like my nieces and nephews.
Yeah, for sure. That would be so cool. And I always get, besides that, I always have this joke that I have a lot of action figures, and this is stuff in my house because I love it. So I always think my kids can't borrow my figures because they are like special to me. So
yeah, that was the same rule in my house, is that I wouldn't let my nephew touch any of my comic books or touch any of my action figures. So when he got older, I would donate some of them to him so that he could visit.
That's cool. Well, yeah, it's great to catch up with you, Adrian. We won't take up too much more of your time. I'm sure you have a lot of things going on over there that you need to get to, but thank you so much for spending some time with us and letting us get to know you a little bit more as opposed to just know you through your work. It's really exciting to learn about artists and who they really are. And so really cool. Thank you for sharing some of your insights into what you enjoy, and we really appreciate that.
No, thanks to you both. It's been a great time, and I'm really happy to be here again with you. You are too kind with me, and I love spending time here with you. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. And we recommend to all our listeners and viewers to follow Adrian and Adrian Gutierrez Art on Instagram. That way we can stay up to date with all of the projects that you're working on, maybe buying some of his artwork, etc. It's a good way to stay up to date with him as an artist.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Take care, Adrian, and we will talk to you again soon.
Yeah, for sure. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks once again to Adrian Gutierrez. It's always been a pleasure to have him on the show. For those that are in the San Diego area or those going to Comic-Con, look for Adrian. He actually let us know that he'll be at San Diego Comic-Con. So definitely check him out, see if you can purchase some of his art, definitely purchase some of his books from him, maybe get some signatures, autographs, etc. I'll definitely be trying to hook up with him and be able to talk and meet him in person finally. So but that's all we have for this week on PopCultX. Please make sure to stick around in July, where we'll be having more comic book artists, guests, and talking much more about comic books as we celebrate comic books for July. So until then, stay safe, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.